discounts to 3 colleges and academic institutions where you get 15% off your tuition. We're working on developing a women in leadership micro-credential through Southern School of Business. So there's a lot of different perks and incentives in joining. Our members also meet monthly. It used to be weekly, but now it's monthly for our goal setting and accountability call, Manifestation Monday. And on that call, we start with the mastermind topic, and then we go through our goals. So what was your last goal for last month? Right. What is your goal for this month that you want to accomplish? What is your SMART goal, which is a different goal, right? What is your, we encourage the members to read at least 1 book per quarter. So what book are you reading? Any events and promos that you want to tell us about? And then last year we folded in your fitness goal, because health is wealth, right? And you got to be taking care of, we talk about holistic entrepreneurial wellness. Right. And so health is about a part of that. So we now hold our members accountable for some type of health. You know, the women may say, I want to get up and walk 30 minutes 1 time a week or 3 times a week. Or I'm working out twice a week. I now want to do it 4 times a week. Right. Some say, I want to pray more. Part of my health is reading my Bible and praying more. Mm-hmm. So whatever it is that they want to work on, we're just there to help them hold themselves accountable.
Nice. So the whole point of this podcast that we're doing is really trying to help small business owners that are looking at this. They look at your company, look at what you're doing, and say, okay, where can that benefit me, right? So one of the things that sort of stood out with what your conversation was to me was the networking piece of it, right? And understanding that you don't have to force yourself into networking with people that don't want you there, right? So, and your process was, okay, if you don't want me here, that's fine.
I've always said I'm never going to beg for a seat at someone else's table when I can build my own.
That's right.
Like, I'm not going to do that. You're not going to, because that's uncomfortable in itself.
Right.
And you're still fighting this uphill battle where these people don't want you here.
Right. Yeah.
And even in business, I've gone through lots of things in my 10 years in business. And one, I was asked to remove myself from a board. So I was on several boards of directors. And I could talk to you about it sidebar later. But I was asked to remove myself because I was told that my nonprofit, CMWP, had became one of their biggest competitors. Really? And that they see competition here. And they asked if I saw a conflict of interest. And I was like, no, I see opportunities. Like, let's go, let's partner. Like, what are we doing? Let's dominate. Yeah. And they were like, no, it's a conflict of interest. And I fought it. And I was like, I don't understand this. Like, we could do so much good together. Like, this is giving crabs in a barrel mentality. Yeah. It's giving scarcity mindset. Like, there's more than enough opportunity for all of us out there. Right. And so I was told if I felt like it was the wrong decision, I could pitch it to the board and help the board understand what why this was a mistake that they would ask me to leave the board. Right. My mentor at the time, because I was hurt. I was heavily hurt. And my mentor was like, they don't want you there. Right. And she was like, you don't want to fight to be somewhere you're not wanted. Yeah. She was like, they see you as competition. It's sad, especially for who that organization is. It's sad, but what are you going to do? So then I said, when I talked to the board, I said, I understand this is what y'all came to. Right. But humbly, if you thought I was your biggest competition while I was on your board, what do you think is going to happen now?
Right. Exactly. You just created a beast.
Why would you do that?
Yeah. Right.
Why would you do that?
Now I'm focused. Right.
So Scott, to holla at me, man. but I've seen it a lot in business. And so don't fight to be somewhere you're not wanted. There's more than enough opportunity. You talk about one of the new groups that you're in. Like, there's more than enough. And if you don't find the group, create the group. Right.
Yeah. And I think that's a big part of, starting us, especially if you're talking about a small business, right? When it's typically just you. Mm-hmm. And, you get that, you maybe got a credit card, you put everything on the credit card.
Been there.
Right? You got to figure out, damn, I got to pay that credit card at the end of the month. But then you start figuring out, like, okay, where I'm going to go, what I'm going to do. And some people may get to a desperate point in that situation where it's like, I've got to get to know these people. Instead of really just saying, you know what, why don't I just go to the people that want to know me? Mm-hmm. And that's a big piece that I think a lot of small business owners really, they really fall into a really
And
bad situation. with that.
that happens too with small business owners when they start because they want to. Outside of networking, they need sales, right?
Yeah.
So they go to the people they know. They go to friends and family. They
Yeah.
go to Facebook and they're like, "Hey, I just started this lash business. You should come and check it out."
Yeah.
Those are not your clients,
Nope.
right? They don't believe you.
Right.
They
Yeah.
still they sew you in diapers,
Exactly.
and now I'm supposed to pay you for something.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and I came to that point too. It was like, I can help you with your resume, but I'm no longer doing it for free.
Right.
And it costs dollars.
Right. Costs money.
It costs money. It's
Yeah.
an investment.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, you knew the Sammy that did this for free. That Sammy don't exist no more.
Right.
Right? Today's price is not yesterday's price.
That's right. That's
Right? And so when you're just starting out and you're trying to build your book of business, you have to understand those people, they more likely want you to do it for them for free so you can build your portfolio
Right.
at least. And at some point, fine, you want to do that. But then once you start charging and put an emphasis on your pricing, you're going to realize those are not your clients.
Yeah. That's right. That's 100%. And your biggest thing is there. What you said is they gotta sell.
You got to sell.
Right.
Because how you going to pay that credit card bill?
That's right. How you going to do it? It's like, and we were talking about this earlier, and Vic, you might remember us discussing this about like restaurateurs, right? It just as an example, but this goes to any other business. You may have you might be the greatest cook in the world, right? You open up that restaurant, and then you say, I'm going to open this restaurant. Everybody's going to come because my food is great.
It's more than that.
Right. No, it's like that's the last thing you're going to be doing. What you're going to be doing first is marketing it. You're going to be going out, making sure everyone that you know and they know and their grandmothers knows about one, your grand opening, and then knows about everything that you're doing from a business perspective. And you have to do that every single day.
Let me tell you, I had a bad experience yesterday at a restaurant. And it was a restaurant that came highly recommended from several people.
Right.
I'm a foodie, so I go online, I'm checking it out. I'm making sure that it doesn't have like the orange stars and we're in the red zone,
Yeah.
right? And it was horrible. So much so, I started my post about it, but I didn't finish it. So I took my son to dinner and a play yesterday. I'm not even mentioning the dinner part of it in my post.
Yeah.
Because it's, no.
Yeah.
Right.
And so at this restaurant, it had all the vibes, right?
Right. Yeah.
But then we start from the very beginning. I made reservations. Make the reservations. That says we give you 5 minutes leeway,
Right.
and then you lose your reservation. So now it's 10 minutes past the time we're supposed to have been there. We're waiting. You gave me 5 minutes. How many minutes am I supposed to give you?
Right.
Right.
That doesn't work both ways. Do I get a discount now
Right.
because I waited 15
Right.
minutes to sit?
Yes.
Then the server was slow. It took forever to even, how you sit down, can I take your drink
Right,
order,
yeah, yeah.
your appetizer, whatever.
What do you want to drink? Yeah.
15 minutes before we could place a drink order. Then we waited another 30 minutes to get said drinks. Okay? Then I had to flag the waiter down. And I'm like,
Oh,
can we
Lord.
get our drinks, please?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah, I'll go grab them for you. So he says the issue was my son ordered a mocktail, and they didn't have that mocktail available.
That's not 30 minutes.
30 minutes, though?
Yeah.
That's not 30
30
minute
minutes?
mocktail.
So then I said, we're going to put in our appetizers, and then we'll do the entrees. So then we put in the order, and the food starts coming out. Food's so delayed, but the food starts coming out. They bring everything at once. This is a very small square table.
You got a bunch of food.
There's-
yeah, no place to eat. Yeah.
So they bring out all
Right.
my food, my apps, my entree, and I'm trying to move things around, and then I'm like, when's my son's food coming?
Right.
This is not like 5-8 minutes later.
Yeah, you're well into this. Yeah,
Where's his food?
yeah.
Oh, it's on its way. It's on its way. Then they come with his appetizer, follow maybe 5 minutes later by his burger that he ordered. But now we need to leave to make it to the play. Now I got to track down the waiter again.
Just to get the bill.
This is an interesting point. We were actually talking to our buddy Chris earlier
Yeah.
about being an owner versus the operator. How do you deal with that, right? Because there's the creative piece, right? The piece that you really enjoy doing versus, okay, but I still need to do these other things, whether it's
Right.
selling, whether it's accounting. You mentioned that your Excel spreadsheet. How do you manage that?
So for me, it's different because I'm not a creative, and people will tell me I am because I'm creative about entrepreneurship, I guess. But I'm not a graphic
you're a
designer.
writer.
I'm a
You're a
writer.
writer, yeah.
I'm a writer. But even back in the day, I was trying to outsource that, right?
Okay.
And
gotcha.
so I'm more in a CEO mindset. I'm not building websites. Like if I have to jump in, I'll do what I need to do. I've been up at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, which maybe once a year that will happen, trying to figure out something or meet a deadline or somebody, I have to fire somebody and now I have to step in or I need to hire somebody. But I have the CEO mindset where I'm not the creative. I tell my team all the time, my goal is to be on the beach somewhere. I can pull out my dashboard. I can see how we're performing and the company operates without me. That's my goal. I don't want to be in a day-to-day trenches, right? I don't want to do that. And so, unfortunately, we're in a place right now. One of my independent contractors gave her notice 2 weeks ago. So the 31st was that Tuesday, is her last day. But it came to a point of, and I can talk about it because me and her have had these conversations. We all know what it is. And it came to a point of, am I going to fire you or are you going to quit?
Right.
Because this is not working. And I should not, in this role that she was in, that's like my right hand, right? So I should be able to walk away and you got the company.
Right.
And now it's been months and months and months later. We haven't even made a year with her on the team, but we never got to that point where I could walk away and know that I trust that it's handled. And she admitted to me too. She knows that she's not the person that I need for this role.
Right.
She knows that her staying in this position will hold the company back. It will hold me back. And we're friends.
Yeah.
So she's like, she'd rather just walk away now so that we don't tarnish our friendship and relationship.
That's good. That's good.
And I respect that because we know what it is. And we've had many conversations. Like we know if it's working, it's great. If it's not, but my goal is CEO.
Yeah.
I want to be hands off, running the company, and other people are doing what they need to do. And I have somebody who makes sure everybody does what they need to do.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, though, that a lot of business owners just starting it don't get to that level. They don't see it. They don't see the end.
Yeah.
Like, I think when you're starting the business, and this is my opinion on it, you're starting a business, the first day you have to know how it's going to end. Mm-hmm. Where do you see it ending? Like, where are you ending up at the end of this?
So I do a lot of training and development.
Right.
And I'm blanking on it, but the term for when you end, what is it called?
Your
We're gonna have to edit this out.
Yeah, edit this out. Yeah.
But it's not just succession planning, but like how you gonna when you close the business, like
what's the end goal?
exit strategy. Your exit strategy, right?
Thank you.
So I've gone into business programming where they're like, what is your exit strategy?
Right.
Yes, you want to grow the business. Yes, you want to be profitable. What's your exit strategy?
Yeah.
Are you selling it? Is it going to be employee owned? Are you giving it to your family member? What is your exit strategy? Yeah. And people aren't thinking that. We're starting a business.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Let's go.
All happy and fun. Yeah. It's all going to be great.
Until you get into what I call that entrepreneurial insanity. And you're like,
that's right.
Why did I do this again?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. There's different ways to make money.
Yeah.
Why did I pick this one?
Yeah.